Okay, ang suliranin ng bayan ay marami po, hindi lang Mama Sapano. So we want to make sure you are aware of all these other issues that have been going on for the past years, decades, and still goes on today. At yung swindle sa ating kuryente, tuloy-tuloy po yan. Simula nung EPIRA, and now napakaraming problema galing dyan sa EPIRA na isang cancer din yan, yung Electric Power Industry Reform Act. That has prevented the public sector, the government from serving the people at kailangan lahat idaan sa private corporations. Now, tayo may maraming mga natural resources para sa kuryente. Hydroelectric at marami pa, pero ang isa dyan, geothermal. Yung init galing sa mga bulkan, the heat from volcanoes, we generate steam to generate electricity, which when you come right down to it, is one of the lowest costing energy source. Pero ipra-privatize. At sa pagpa-privatize, doble ang kita ng mga nagpa-privatize na walang puhunan samantalang tayong nagtayo niyan. Ano yung Mount Apo geothermal? Can we ask Reyes to show some of the photos of that geothermal plant? Yan, malaki po yan. Bilyong piso ang pinuhunan ng taong bayan dyan. We invested billions there.
Yes.
That's in a natural resource of the nation sa Mount Apo, the highest mountain in Mindanao, if I'm not correct. So you see, ang laki ng planta. And yung kuryente dyan, maybe how much? 22 centavos or 2 pesos?
Yes,
we'll discuss that in a while.
Okay.
Just to show you yung ganda ng operation ng plantang yan. You can see the steam coming out of the geothermal. So we asked our regular expert in energy, dahil siya ay isang nagmay-ari, third generation na owner and operator of a power distribution plant. May power generation din sila of a modest size for one city, Iligan City. But he is against the privatization of yung mga malalaki, yung grid, yung Meralco, and so on. And he has been with us very often to discuss these issues, but now he will focus on the Mount Apo geothermal swindle. So, Jojo, first of all, let me say we're glad to have you back. It's been some time kasi so many other issues came in, Mama Sapano, and so on. Now we should brief the public again on the electricity issue. And you brought to me this situation in Mount Apo. Can you give us a clear, concise report on this?
Yeah, by the way, the abuse of the power industry is also a continuous massacre of our interests.
That's right, yeah.
Resulting also to more deaths, actually. Okay, anyway. The Apo geothermal is part of what belongs to the National Power Corporation in Mindanao. Like, National Power owns the hydroelectric power plants.
Agos Pulangi.
Agos Pulangi system. National Power owns also the Power Barge 104. It has also a contract with STEAG.
STEAG. STEAG.
Coal-fired plant na up to 200 megawatts. The Apo geothermal na owned by NPC, tayong mayari, ay 103 megawatts. Okay. So, magkano ba ang pagbenta? Okay. Itong mga masyadong murang-murang hydroelectric power plant na hanggang 30 centavos lang per kilowatt
hour
ay nami-mix sa coal-fired plant na medyo mataas, say about 7 or 6 pesos per kilowatt hour, minimix din sa geothermal. It's more or less maybe about the same amount. And the power barge that uses bunker, pero 32 megawatts lang. So, pag na-mix sila, ay binibenta ng National Power sa mga utility companies.
Yung nagdi-distribute ng kuryente.
Nagdi-distribute ng kuryente sa 2 pesos and 71 centavos. Nag-fluctuate up and down ng 10, ganyan. Okay. So, Sa Mindanao, just the past 3 weeks, tumaas ang kuryente ng Mindanao, lalo na sa Iligan City. Nagtaas ng almost 2 pesos per kilowatt hour. Dito sa Luzon, ang pinaglabanan natin dito, 15 centavos, 20 centavos. Kami sa Mindanao, biglang 2 piso. So bakit 2 piso? Kasi nabinta raw ng National Power sa PhilInvest, isang malaking kumpanya na may-ari natin,
Gotyanom.
Hindi nabinta yung planta. Ang nabinta lang yung power cost, yung power na available. Yung power na binibinta sa 2.71, yung kasali pa ang geothermal, Apo, bininta ng 3 pesos and 3 centavos sa Gotyanom. PhilInvest.
So, kunwari, masaya na ang PISALM kasi,
May tubong kinte.
May tubong 30 centimos.
Oo, 30 centavos.
Maganda na daw.
Oo, nandiyan na. So, ang problema, kung bininta ng 3 pesos and 3 centavos, what the utility companies was buying at 2.71, the next day, the utility companies bought the same power for 5 pesos and 40 centavos.
From PhilInvest na.
For PhilInvest. Walang risk. Noon, ang binibenta ang planta. Ngayon, hindi lang planta. Problema na lang NPC mag-maintain. At saka kung walang produkto lumabas, walang babayaran.
Ayan,
So parang totally buy and sell. Binibili sa 303, bininita agad ng 540. So lahat ng mga utility companies sa Mindanao nagtaas.
And so, lahat ng mga consumers magbabayad ng mas mataas.
So, ang epekto diyan sa rates ng mga konsumante, sa mix na naman ng utility company, ay dagdag ng 2 peso. So, grabe na massacre yan. Sobra pa sa massacre yan.
Yung namamassacre dyan, ang tao na nagbabayad ng doble, tumaas ng napakataas, yung iba hindi na kaya bumili ng kuryente, yun, magugutom na yun, negosyo. So, ang isa pang namamassacre, yung buong Mindanao economy. That's massacred also.
Kasi, kung ganyan nakamahal, wala nang attraction na magtayo ng mga planta para may mga trabaho ang mga tao sa Mindanao. Wala na. The only one that is effectively giving employment to most of the cities in Mindanao and the municipalities are government institutions. Sa Iligan, kung hindi ka baga ang karamihan ng tao ay nagiging empleyado lang doon sa gobyerno. So that is what happened. So I went to ERC to find out kasi sila
Energy Regulatory Commission.
Regulatory Board.
Dito sa Maynila yan.
Pumunta ko sa Tariff and Rates Division. So I requested to talk to the person who handled that particular transaction supposed to protect consumer interest. Hindi ko makikita na yung klaseng ng desisyon na galing sa ERC is to protect consumer interest kasi 271 pagkatapos nagre-resulta ng masyadong mataas na rate. So, a lady was in charge of it. She was even still single, batang-bata pa. Then I look at her, I realize, ang batang-bata nitong in charge nito. Pagkatapos, alam ba niya ano ginagawa niya? So I started interviewing her. Bakit nabinta yung kwan?
Yung kuryente ng PISALM, NPC.
Sir, kasi rates, privatization. So, sinasabi ko, bata, you always use that reason dahil sa privatization. Pero alam mo ba ano ang kwan ng batas? What is the purpose? Basahin mo yung purpose ng batas. That when there are transactions to be made that will result to an increase of the basic rates, the spirit of PISM is to bring down, or not to bring down, to make the cost of power reasonable and affordable. Kayo ang nagbabiolate ng IPIRA eh. Because what you are doing, you make it the rates high and affordable, di ba?
Unaffordable.
Unaffordable.
Hindi na ma-afford.
And it's not reasonable that today, consumers are paying, and yesterday, consumers are paying,
2
the
pesos.
utility companies are paying 2.71, and now they are paying it at 5 pesos and 40 centavos, which when passed on to the consumers, sa mix sila, magdagdag ng 2 piso ng kilowatt hour. Dito sa Manila, pinaglabanan natin yung mga increase sa basic rates, 8 centavos lang. Ano bang ginagawa nyo sa Mindanao? Massacre naman yan. You are the one of the reasons for all these wars in Mindanao because people are fighting for survival. Eh, yung mga klase na ginagawa nyo, ginugutom ang mga tao. At saka, they fight for whatever is there. That's why there is a war in Mindanao. Kayo ang mga culprit dito eh. Kayo mga regulator. At saka itong mga masyadong buaya ng mga investors. How can, in conscience, they allow to get into a transaction where they will gain so much?
Ang question ko, because you have expertise in the power sector, anong investment bang ginawa ng Gotianum or ng PhilInvest to be able to buy it and then sell it at double the price? Anong investment?
That's why I am going back to get into the details. Because parang ayaw na ibigay, hinihingi ko yung, well, that's a public document. So, if you are not authorized to give it to me, you ask your superiors. Because I will subpoena those records. Because we have been affected. Oh, okay? So, then we will know the details. But, halatang halata, hindi binili yung planta. Yung produkto lang. Anong binayad?
So,
Inag-down payment ba para sa so many months production?
So,
that's nothing.
bakit pinasok pa ang PhilInvest when PSound can just sell directly
Yes.
and maintain it
And
at
they have
2 pesos 70 cents?
Okay.
Bakit pa ipinasok ang
Okay.
isang private party
Okay.
na mag-middleman and doubling the price?
I will tell you the main reason behind it. They are fast-tracking the privatization of the assets of national power in Mindanao. Okay. And this was what the lady told me. At saka, sir, pati yung Stayag na 200 megawatts.
Yung coal-fired
plant.
Oh.
That is, when it is mixed with a cheaper electricity, it can be sold at 271 with a profit already for PSAM. Then it only means that when they sell again the 200 megawatts to the private sector, magdagdag na naman. Kasi it is removed from the pool of what is available for NPC. Okay. But there is an effect because the cost in PC must go down also. Kasi tinanggal na yung mga mataas. So once the coal-fired plant is sold, is privatized, the rates that is available will only be in the centavos per kilowatt hour.
Yung hydroelectric kasi.
Hydroelectric
is probably 22 centavos na lang per kilowatt hour dahil bawi na yan over the past 30 years yung physical infrastructure and investment.
But they are hell-bent on privatizing also the hydroelectric power plants.
Yung Mount Apo, yung Agos, Pulangi.
Okay. Hindi aabot yung panahon na magrereklamo ang tao, bakit dos pa rin, centavos lang? Because by that time, they will railroad the selling of the hydroelectric power plants that are online already after they sell the product of STEAG. Okay. So why are we saying that this will happen? Marami na mga coal-fired plants sa Mindanao to take care of the needs of Mindanao during the once-in-a-lifetime drought, once-in-a-while drought.
Well, maybe every 10 years.
Every 10
There's
years,
1 or
okay.
2 years of drought.
Binabayaran yan na mas hindi ginagamit. Okay. But they are putting additional right now 2,000 megawatts that they are not even inviting people in Mindanao from buying because sirado na yung Mindanao. Okay? Lahat yung
Sarado
mga
kasi wala nang capacity dapat.
Oo, wala na capacity at saka wala nang
Demand.
pwedeng gagamit yan sa Mindanao
demand,
kasi meron
demand.
na sila mga kontrata sa mga Aboitiz, Alcantara, mga coal-fired plants. Kasama na yung Gutianom na geothermal. They are not thinking as customers, people from Mindanao. They are fast-tracking the construction even if they know that it is not for Mindanao because it is intended for Luzon. And of course, the next step will be, kasi linalagay na yung mga power coal-fired plants sa Mindanao na hindi gagamitin, then they will authorize Henry C.
The national grid.
sa national grid to install the submarine cable. Okay. It is intended for Luzon. Okay. You must remember that the Redondo plant of Subic Bay, na may-ari si mga Metro Manila, Pangilinan, na TRO for the last 4 years. That's why they started building what is needed, the coal-fired plants in Mindanao, intended for Luzon. Okay. But now, recently, the TRO was lifted by the Supreme Court. And pwede na pala maglagay ng coal-fired plant sa Luzon. So, the need to put these power plants, coal-fired plants in Mindanao has been overtaken by events. It does not make sense to put coal-fired plants in Mindanao because the people in Luzon will pay for the wheeling charges. Maging mahal eh.
So, tataas.
Pwede pala dito eh. Bakit doon pa? Okay. So, but the problem also, when they do that, when they put the submarine cable, the entire country becomes one grid.
And lahat ng presyo,
Tataas na naman.
magpaparehas na lahat
Magpaparehas na
sa
naman.
mataas batay sa Meralco.
Ah? Oo.
Based on Meralco's price na.
Meralco already. So that that will be the death blow to the
National economy.
national recovery, because if Mindanao sinks, the entire country sinks
Also
with it.
sinks. Oh.
Because itong bakbakan sa Mindanao, itong gera sa Mindanao, hindi masulba ito kung walang mga makain ang mga tao doon. Kung puro sila pulubi doon, they will be fighting over the crumbs.
Okay, Jojo, we're in our last few seconds,
Okay,
no?
ayun na,
I think na you made it very clear, di ba? Malinaw, ano? And again, we are being manipulated, we are being cheated, we are being swindled. Our next discussion will be how do we solve this problem of this big continuous swindle? Kailangan ba revolusyon? I don't want you to
First,
answer that today.
I will answer.
We will not answer it today.
President Damascus was signed already. And all the cabinet with him and all. Okay.
Okay. Sige, papagpatuloy natin in future episodes with our revolutionary Jojo Borayer telling how we will create that revolution. Maraming salamat po and have a good weekend. Maraming salamat, Jojo. Welcome back.
Thank you.